Brian says, what are your opinions on Brandon Williams' comments? So thank you very much, Brian, for asking that, because I was just about to say it. So look, Brandon Williams last night got on Instagram, probably pissed or whatever, because he or he didn't do very well in English because he can't spell for a start, which is absolutely fine. You know, there might be reasons for that, but you know, that time of night, that tone of Instagram, never really done it before. Obviously, he's enjoying himself somewhere. So he's basically come out and said stuff like sloppy seconds, and Rio Ferdinand wouldn't congratulate Man City if he was a player, so why is he doing it now? Two-faced. Get me on a podcast. And to be honest with you, I think that if I'm being absolutely blunt here, that is like being at a funeral and your pissed up aunt walking in, grabbing the microphone at the front of the church and singing "I Will Survive." It's just a bit embarrassing. I just find it embarrassing. I find it embarrassing. I find it really embarrassing, especially when you're talking about a player that was pissed up a few months ago, telling us how great Harry Maguire is and how great he's going to have a really good career. I'm sorry, I can't pin my hopes on a pissed up Brandon Williams Instagram post. He doesn't even get on the first team bench. Like, Passion FC, this is not how you win anymore. You don't win by beating your chest because Brandon Williams one of us. That's not how you do it. Most of the Man United first team, and Brandon Williams isn't one, most of the Man United first team last night were on holiday in nice locations, sipping a glass of wine, looking at the bank account, not giving a shit. It hurts us as fans, but most of our team don't give a shit. They don't. We haven't got Keane and Scholes and everyone like that anymore. We've got millionaires who are at Man United to expand their brand and turn up when they like. We saw that at the FA Cup a week ago. Man City didn't win the treble because they beat Inter. Man City took our treble because we couldn't be arsed in the FA Cup final. That's what happened. I have got no interest in passion merchants on Instagram because that doesn't work. Passion is Scott McTominay. Ain't good enough. We need the best players. Kevin De Bruyne is not going to be on Instagram shouting about Man United. Neither's Bernardo Silva, neither's Gundogan, because they probably don't go to bed in Man City pyjamas, and they probably didn't have posters of Sean Goater on their wall. But they are dedicated, obsessed professionals at the top of their game who, no matter what shirt they're wearing, will give their best. And that's how you win now. This passion about sloppy seconds and our treble's better than yours from players means nothing. Because you've got to have the best players and the best coach and the best infrastructure. It's soulless, but that's football. That's what it is now. You don't win Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues on passion and eating the club badge. You don't win it like that anymore. You win it by having the best coach with the best players, with the best mentality. And we don't have that. So when I see a United player on Instagram talking about passion and you don't congratulate this, that and the other, it doesn't register for me because I'm just like, that doesn't mean anything. We played them last week. You're not even in the first team, mate. I mean, for me, he probably just wants to go on Rio Ferdinand's podcast. That's probably what it's all about, and wants to talk about passion and put himself in the shop window to get a move in the summer because everybody's got an angle. But I get it if it's United fans on Twitter having a go about sloppy seconds and this, that and the other. But I ain't got no time for players trying to give it the big un when they've just performed like they have last week in the FA Cup final. And also, I think if you've not figured out what the modern game... Look, how do you stop Manchester City? How do you stop Manchester City? You do what Man City do. You buy the best players with the best mentality who will play and turn up for you 95% of the season. That's a really important point. We need players who turn up 95% of the season. Not 70%, not 60%, not even 80%. 95%. And you've got players like Martinez, Casemiro, Varane. You know, those three for me this season have turned up when they've played 95% of their games. We need players like that because I tell you what, Bruno hasn't turned up for 95% of them. He's probably been overplayed. Luke Shaw, not 95%. Marcus Rashford, not 95%. Eriksen, not 95%. We've got a lot of good players, but you need players that turn up 95% of the time. There's too many last weeks. There's too many Anfields. There's too many St James's Parks. We need players who are absolutely dedicated to putting in their best performance 95% of the time. And that's what Man City do. It's not about, snogging the badge, shagging the badge, whatever it is. It's not about that. That's not what football's about anymore. It used to be Arsenal, the Vieira days, United, the Sir Alex days. That's not what football is now. It's methodical. It's almost an algorithm. You can. That's what United need to do.